Over to Mohammed.
Mohammed.
There's a Japanese garden in Culverstones Park. There's a Japanese garden in Culverstones Park. Lenoir used to call it Allah's Secret Garden, or the Jazz Garden. Lenoir liked Japanese gardens. He also liked making analogies. He liked to point out the tawheed in things, that is the unity in things. You know, there's a unity in the apparent diversity, he'd say. Or it's like raku, can you see? It's like every mistake is a new style. It's a Ghanaian saying. It's how master drummers teach. Djembe Lenoir had always admired the Japanese sense of minimal maintenance, the impression of random order, the intuitive sense of composition that arose almost on its own if given time, almost like client-centered therapy.
Over to Mohammed.
The garden said it all for Lenoir. He said the creation of a microcosm or mini landscape based on the observation of the ordering strategies of nature itself. Well, that's what it is, a place to reinvent the landscape of the mind. Reality is focus, said Lenoir. And nature is the contrived accident. I remember somebody telling me that all good ideas are arrived at by accident, confided Lenoir. He liked to ramble in a confidential manner. It's a jazz thing. It's an African thing. No, it's not. It's an either-or thing. No, it's not an either-or thing. It's an and-also thing. A sort of a Zen thing, I suppose. Lenoir strayed into deep space, momentarily pursuing a cross-cultural analogy. The Japanese seem to take this as a rule of thumb, he said. What? I said. Serendipity. Lenoir liked the sound of that word. As synchronicity would have it, only that very week, he'd composed his very first haiku after several weak attempts. This seemed like a perfect place to perform it. The whole occasion had a sense of ritual about it, or so Lenoir had said. Who knows? Lenoir had his reasons. They weren't always that clear, but more often than not, they ended up making sense eventually. You just had to trust them.
Over to Mohammed.
All I know is that today I feel like there's beauty in everything, said Lenoir. And life is precious, ever so precious, like a precious stone, hard, but beautiful to behold. I got a hint of where all of this was going. I got a hint of where Lenoir was going with all this. You know, he was resolving some plot or other. He pointed to a rose. This, said Lenoir, is a symbol of the glory of the Creator. I just looked, that much made sense. A miniature waterfall, characteristically named Cascade Mouth, Takaguchi in Japanese, heralded by a stone lantern that mimicked a tiny temple. He said, we'll use this. This will serve as a place of offering. Lenoir offered up his haiku in much the same way as you would a prayer. As he spoke, his voice condensed on contact with the cold autumn air, peppermint breath rising up like fresh incense as he recited. Oak trees shedding life, granted by the hand of God, acorns on the grass. The cycle of life and death, there was nothing more to be said. As we left the garden, Lenoir and myself watched the autumnal sunshine spill gold across the lake. We stood, looked, and were both momentarily lost in the light of colours, original and nameable, and never to be seen again. We felt privileged for being allowed to behold such beauty. Already, Lenoir was wishing he'd brought a camera to have captured the vision of splendour, even though we both knew film and chemicals could never capture what we've experienced. What we'd experienced that day, walking in the Japanese garden, Allah's walled garden, the jazz garden. Yeah, every mistake is a new style, said Lenoir. It's a Ghanaian saying, you know. It's like Ruku. It kind of just happened. Serendipity. That goes good with the music.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Mohammed.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting us, folks.